adjusting your chain. That is too slack for me. If you're on a motocross bike, you want a fair bit of slack. Road bike, you do not really want a small amount like this. But that is after you've got your fat ass on the bike. If you're a skinny little fucker, you need a little bit of movement here. If you're heavy or carrying a lot of weight, you want to have a fair bit of slack because that's going to disappear when you sit on the bike. To get it adjusted right, in the middle of the chain, this is your teeth of your cog. You want those in the middle. If you're too far to one side or the other, you lose that alignment, your brakes won't work properly, your acceleration won't work properly, you're going to wear out your bearings, wear out your spindle, and there's a chance you may snap the chain. You've got chain brakes up here that stop the chain from chopping your leg off. However, there's no guarantee. To get the right measurement, left or right, you could look at these. You can count how many notches back. To move it, on this bike, it's an Allen key. For some reason, every fucking Allen key needed for this bike is a 4.5mm. Whether it's the handlebars, the inside bits, the engine, or just in here. 22 or 24mm spanner, 4.5 Allen key. Different bikes, different tools. Key thing, make sure when you put your spanner on, it's on flush, not at an angle. If it goes at an angle, you'll fuck the nut. So, to get it started, on this one, pull up. Some bikes, older ones, you have to listen off this and that as well. That is for the spinning arm and your rear brake caliper. This bike, you don't need to. Other bikes, if you don't loosen it, it comes out of alignment. This one is not necessary. So, make sure that you don't have to take it off. You just have to have it a little bit loose. So there's slight movement in the wheel. This way you can pull it back and forwards without fucking up the adjusters. This needs lots of adjustments. Put it back on. If you're worried, then all you've got to do is just count how many turns you take. You're putting it backwards, clockwise. Put it the other way, anti-clockwise. The main thing I look for is whether or not that's in the middle. As long as that's in the middle, you don't worry too much about these numbers. You can count these if you're not worried, but that's your main thing. Keep that in the middle. Older bikes and some bikes, I'm actually just holding the nut on the other side. Older bikes, you'll have splits in it. This needs to be curved, the nut needs to come undone with vibration. You don't need to have it massively tight. You get people using torque wrenches and shit. You really don't need to use torque wrenches. It's a motorbike, not a space shuttle. Use that one for doing most of your turning. When you're actually doing the tight bits, this side is a bigger nut. Easier to purchase and keep it straight. If it's off to the side, you're going to shear the nut off. That's it. Put it tight. That now looks pretty straight. It's slightly off to one side, so I can just open it up and adjust it again. If you're on high performance bike, big engine, big speed, big acceleration, or racetracks, or you're going to be doing 150 miles an hour, you want some decent stuff. I don't do more than 100, but it's rare I do more than 100. I do have a leaning, but I don't do more than 100 because I spend most of my time on A roads, so I don't really need to. So, two ways to do it. You can put it straight on and slowly rotate the tyre. However, that's one way of doing it. Start the engine, bit of choke if you've got another bike like this, stick it in gear, and then just let the clutch out. This will make the back wheel rotate, obviously if you're on a central stand. Change stand lead. You've got a cardboard there for any drips. So I'm going to put up here to make it drips coming down from your front sprocket. This way you don't get any spring, any fling coming up onto the wheel very much. You will when you're riding. But this way, change is nicely scotchy. Catch any drips, which is why it's a good reason to have jump now. That's where it's going to leak from your front sprocket. That's what this is. It's just chain lube where it's coming out. Main bits to keep lubed. Yeah, you've got your gadgets and gizmos. This button here, very important. When that comes out, your bike won't go into gear. If it does, the engine dies. So make sure that stays WD-40'd or the cheapest equivalent. So that's it. Chain done.